So tonight's guest is an amazing person. She's got a very chill and relaxing vibe. She is known for being lovely and wonderful, as well as doing her infamous co working streams where you could just chill, finish tasks, or participate with your tasks just to get them done. We're going to talk about that and many more subjects in tonight's episode. We're also going to talk about lore regarding her channel, her username, what games she likes to play, what she's up to, and how she got on the platform. I'm more than happy to welcome pBorn, aka Reddy, aka pBornReddy33 to tonight's episode.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
First thing I ask, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Got to take a dip in our inflatable pool that we just got last week.
Oh, nice.
I didn't go all the way in. I'm one of those people that has to tiptoe in forever. But yeah, having a really good day.
That's nice. Can you tell me about how you discovered Twitch, how you decided to become a streamer, and a little bit about the channel and what you do on there?
Sure thing. So I came upon Twitch via a recommendation from a friend. I was playing the video game Alien Isolation.
Ooh, nice.
It's a very scary game, right? So I was terrified to play it by myself. And
Yeah.
I would constantly, call up my friend, make him get on video chat with me to watch me play it because he was the one that recommended I play it too. And I was like, well, I can't play this by myself and I don't want you to come all the way across town. But, I'm also terrified to play this by myself. So I would get him on the video chat. I'd set up essentially 2 cameras at a time, one like facing me and then the other one facing the TV that I was using as my video game monitor. And then he was like, I think you would like Twitch because it's essentially the same thing. You don't have to worry about playing it alone.
Yeah.
But I think it would be something you'd enjoy. And I was like, okay. So I signed on. I started some streams here and there, primarily with Alien Isolation.
Okay.
Cuphead also. And then it just kind of took off from there.
Nice. Where did the name pBornReddy written? Reddy is written REDDY. Where did it come from?
Yeah. So my last name is Reddy. My parents are from
Nice.
India, so we're like of the Reddy population. I never had a middle name, and my first name starts with P. So in high school, about like my senior year of high school, I had a Facebook account. Told me to put in a middle name. I just put in Born because it's like I'm born ready. Which became very interesting when I got to college, and a lot of my friends in college meeting me for the first time truly thought my parents were that cool to give me the middle name Born. When in reality, both of my siblings have middle names. Just let me put that out there. They just decided I might not need one. As a middle child, I don't need a middle name. But yeah, so that's where it comes from. The 36 comes from the fact that I forgot I had already created a Twitch account several years
Okay.
ago. I forgot that I did. I've managed
During
to
the
merge
pandemic, right?
Actually, I think it was even before the pandemic.
Interesting.
And I managed to figure out how to merge the accounts, but it won't let me take out the number. So lo and behold, 36.
Okay. You already said what was the first game you played, but when did you decide on what content you're gonna be streaming? Like, okay, you started with a scary game. Did you go in
Yeah.
thinking you're gonna do only scary games, and when did like that co-working stream idea come from, and when did you start implementing it?
Sure. So yeah, in the beginning it was primarily horror games. I mean that was just what I was playing at the time. Then I got a capture card because the Nintendo Switch doesn't yet have the ability to just hook up a
Sadly,
DirectX.
yeah.
So I got the capture card, started streaming some Mario games here and there, Cuphead also. The co-working streams, though, those came up. So I work from home primarily, and those came up when I kind of just started getting lonely during the day. I missed the conversation with people, but you would have to pay me a lot more to go back into a heavily
Okay.
air-conditioned building again. In the middle of summer, having to bring a jacket to work just because the building's way too cold.
Oh yeah, tell me
Absolutely.
about it. Tell me about it. It's really getting hotter and hotter here, and
Yeah.
we're still in spring.
Mm-hmm.
It got
Exactly. So
to
it's just,
89 the other day here.
yeah. So it's just, the vast temperature change where
Yeah.
it's hot outside, but then freezing cold inside, and then traffic too. Like I'm totally content with working from home, but I wanted to figure out just a more productive way to do it. So before I had that whole layout that you see on my stream, I did a few that was just like just a just chatting screen. That was all I had. I had a to-do list off to the side that I'd just write down. And then one of my other streamer friends came into my chat, said that he knows of this, I think it's called the Super Sweet Timer. This whole community, this guy, just, he asked for about $3 a month to help maintain it, to help update it. And it's just been improving ever since. So that came from a recommendation from one of my friends. And my work productivity soared. It went from, I was mainly doing work just on my couch. My posture was terrible. I wasn't using my desk upstairs. It took me like so much motivation to even get up there, to work up here, separate the living room from the office. But now through this, I've been able to have, isolated workspace and then isolated relaxing space.
That's nice.
And just be able to separate the two.
Yeah.
So the working streams are working really well for me. They are super efficient.
Yeah.
I'm able to get all the work done. And then also just be motivated with everyone that comes in chat. That helps me stay on task. They also put their own tasks in. And it's during the workday too. So a lot of people that are in there are also working. It's something nice to have in the background. You get, especially for people that also work from home.
Yeah. Before I just ask you the next question, so how I came to know pBornReddy, it's a funny thing since she mentioned the couch. So one of my dear friends, Dion Dynasty, she was guest number 1 on the podcast. She rated her. I remember you were on the couch. You were playing a scary game back in the time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That was the first time. Yeah. So do you go back and do sometimes, like when you're lazy, do you go back and just stream from the couch, or is it always has to be from where you stream right now, which is an office?
Not always. So when I'm streaming on the couch, it's probably on a weekend.
Okay.
Where I'm not going straight from a co-working stream to a gaming stream.
Okay.
So it's probably on a weekend where, it's my relaxing time. I like to, if I'm up here, it's probably because I was working beforehand. But the cozy couch stream, I'm like, I get all cozy, get all bundled up, have all my snacks next to me. And then I call it a cozy couch stream as I'm playing horror games. But, it gives me the extra sense of comfort.
Yeah. I mean,
those are nice because I get to just kind of be extra relaxed. My dog gets to sit next to me.
Yeah, I mean, like streaming should be something comfortable. If you're not comfy, don't stream. That's something I think I try to implement or try to just go by. It should be something
absolutely.
that's comfortable for you. How? Hold on. So that's the question. What are your limits regarding your streams? Like, what would piss you off? What's the big no-no? What's allowed? What isn't in chat? What could get a ban?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I'm very much about body positivity. You
Yeah.
know, even if you're trying to put yourself down, it's not going to be a ban. It's just, you know, a lot of other people share
Yeah.
the same griefs. I do say no trauma dumping. I'm not a therapist. I don't want to take on that role, especially if I don't know you very well. But I have been considering creating some kind of command that would take you to like emergency resources online if you're not in a life-threatening emergency. And if you just need, you know, that kind of ear.
Yeah.
So yeah, my big no-no is trauma dumping, body shaming, including yourself, and just bullying in general, you know,
Yeah.
and then like if you're unable to take an argument with a fellow chatter just offline or like, you know, directly, and you want to use my platform to do that, that's a big no-no. You know, just stuff that like I don't
Yeah.
necessarily have the time for. We all want to have fun, enable a comfortable environment. So any kind of those kinds of like discussions, I definitely prefer that. If you have an issue with it, just take it offline directly with the other person. You don't need to use my chat to try to, you know, use it as a platform to shame somebody for saying something that bothered you. Yeah, I'm very much about just take it offline, handle it directly with them. Otherwise, you know, it doesn't seem that's probably not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Has anyone been issued a ban in your channel before? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, the body shaming, they weren't body shaming themselves, but it was during one of my cooking channels where I was showing my Georgia Renaissance Fair Festival cup. I have this giant mug, and I was showing that off, and someone new came into my chat saying like, oh, a Renaissance Festival, like there must have been a lot of body odor. And I was like, I mean, if there was, so what? Like everyone's human, everyone sweats, it's outside, it's the summer. But I kind of saw where it was going down, you know, someone just
Totally
afraid. I think honestly it all comes from fear.
Yeah.
People bully, and they are very much afraid to express themselves in ways that they see
or
other people
ignorance sometimes ignorance as well.
Ignorance. And at the end of the day, I feel bad for them, but I don't know what they said specifically, but I just saw one of my mods ban them, and I was like, yeah, I saw that coming, like,
good riddance.
Yeah, and I didn't go back and even review it. I was just like, it is what it is. You know, people will come in and do that.
Yeah. So what games you would never see yourself playing?
Let's see. I think Street Fighter.
Oh, interesting.
Or
is it only Street Fighter or fighting games in general?
I'm pretty open to other games. It's just also what games am I willing to spend my money on? Like if someone gave me the game for free, I'd probably play it. Like I'm very open.
Yeah.
I will say I don't like games that they feel trapped, or trapped isn't the right word. They feel like the portrayal of female characters must be in the most sexual way possible. They can have like the best backstory, the best kind of character arc, but for some reason they just have to be over sexualized.
Yeah.
Those ones kind of, you know, they make me a little annoyed, and I feel like it's a lazy way of creating art for characters where it's just limited to hypersexualizing a female character, and the only reason that they do that is because they're female. So like those kinds of games I probably don't play very often.
So something kind of like what's it called? I don't know if you've seen Genshin Impact or if you know what I mean.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. So they're called gacha, like GATCHA. That's what people are calling them, which are like anime looking, but like they have, sorry about these terms, but like they have big bosoms, or like they're like very revealing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I see Like, the show One Piece, the anime show, I see the huge appeal with it. In terms of the story, I can see why people would binge it. But I'm just like, come on, they're making new episodes today in present day, and they still can't be a little bit more progressive with how they depict female bodies. The boobs are just getting bigger and bigger. The clothing is getting skimpier and skimpier, and it doesn't seem like it's at the power of the characters themselves to dress that way, because I'm all about expressing yourself however you want. Again, I don't body shame, I don't slut shame, but it's just a little bit too much for me to appreciate the story or appreciate the show when they are so beholden, or they just need to have that. And I feel like at this point the show is doing so successfully, they don't need to do that anymore. But they have this core audience that wants to see that. So it's just, games like that might put me off. Especially when it's just clear that it's not necessarily from a place of empowerment.
So what can we expect from you on Twitch in the future? Like, are you gonna implement something new? Are you gonna shift towards because you already do like cooking streams, it's kind of like IRL, you've tried it at some point. You also do, as I said, co-working, but you also do gaming. So is there anything new that you're gonna implement?
Anything new? I think I want to do more tennis streams down the line once the weather cools down a little bit.
Interesting.
Those
Nice.
IRL tennis streams are fun. They're pretty fun to set up. Just get to share a part of my life, like a little bit more of my life with other people. I really, I'm definitely still obsessed with Lethal Company.
I
don't know if that's going to go away anytime soon. The co-working streams are working really well. That's probably going to be more consistent. In terms of anything new, the newest thing that I did was Poppy Playtime.
Interesting.
So
Nice.
I finished that.
Have you finished all 3 episodes?
Yes. And I had no idea what it was until the 3rd chapter came out. And I just saw other people playing this 3rd chapter, and I'm like, this game looks exactly like something I would enjoy. It's creepy, it sends chills, it's also challenging, it has puzzles, it has the jump scares. I might have been playing that when Dion came in.
I remember that. I remember that very clearly.
And so I really, really like that game. So if there's another game like that coming out,
I think there is, but it's not similar, like 100% like it. It's called Content Warning. It's
I saw
the same idea.
Yep, I played that one. That one's similar almost to Lethal Company, but
there was something like it that one of my friends played. I will ask around and I will let you know, because it has like better graphics. It's not cartoonish. It's like full-fledged 3D models. It looks very modern.
I think you're talking about Sketchy's Contract.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, so I've been playing that one. That one's still in early release, so there's like some glitches here and there, or definitely some things that they're that they need to iron out. But again, it's early release, so it's still very fun. And then for a goofball like myself, I don't consider myself anywhere near a pro gamer. If anything, I'm still I'm as clumsy a gamer as I'm clumsy at walking. So I'll die pretty quickly, but it creates some good content. I did hear that Little Nightmares 3 is coming out, so I'm very excited about that because I've beaten the first and second one. I'm in the process of replaying the first one, and so the third one, I'm eager for that to come out as well.
Oh yeah. So last question in the segment. To the new people out there who are thinking of starting streaming, what's one advice you want to give them?
Forgive yourself a lot. In the beginning, you're going to be nervous. You're going to maybe hate the sound of your voice. but there's a lot more people around that want to help you than you think. Being online is scary. You're definitely going to come across some bullies, but just forgive yourself, love yourself, and keep going at it.
100%. And I'm gonna add to this. Don't worry about numbers. Don't let the
Exactly.
views bother you. No matter what,
Exactly.
you're there to have fun. You're not there to just, oh, look, nobody's watching me. I was there. I had like two people. I was on console. I had two people in chat. No one was chatting, and I was like just commenting. Oh, look, for example, oh, look, a gun. Like, oh, die, like, bitch, or die, or something. Like, you have to interact with the game, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I got that piece of advice from a friend that was just lurking, but then I was playing Alien Isolation, and they were like, I know even though chat isn't very active, just make sure you are talking throughout your stream, because even that will help people that are just dropping by
Yeah.
stay, or be a little bit more interested in who you are. And like I was nearing the end of my stream anyways, but it is important. Just keep going at it. Be yourself. I like that you said don't let the
Yeah.
views get you down. And then also always raid out at the end, even if it's just you, raid out.
Yep.
No matter
That's what I always tell my friend. Like, he's at some point, he's like, well, it's just you and I. I'm like, go ahead, just trade out, like, make connections. Networking is the key. And that's why I turned my channel into, like, okay, if I know you for a while and you're trying to reach a goal, and you want to just get, like, for example, let's say you're 10 followers away from 400. I could help you out. I could try and help you out, actually. If your friend needs help, and that friend is either a mod or your IRL friend, a VIP in your channel, I would also try and help out. But if you're just like someone you, oh, hey, you didn't even follow, you didn't even do anything, and you're seeking help, I'm not against that. Just get to know me first, and then I could help you out. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we're gonna go into. I'm gonna once again flip the segments. Instead of like the quick fire questions, I'm gonna do the mini game first. How good are you
Okay.
with games? Like knowing games if I name them? Because you're gonna see.
Oh, not very good, but I will try.
Okay, so you know the game Sleep with Mary and Kill.
Yes.
Okay, so this is something similar. In this mini game, I will name a set of 3 games each time. You'll have to tell me which one you'd play and keep forever, which one you would delete from existence and it's gone for everybody, and which one you'd uninstall. Uninstalling means you can play once all the way through, or just like give it a try. You could also refund it, but you cannot go back to it. Play, delete, uninstall. That also includes the whole franchise.
Okay.
Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, and Battlefield. And just remember, you can skip anything if you black out. I don't mind.
And so all those are different games, because in my mind they're all the same kind of
They're all the same, but Battlefield is EA. Counter-Strike is the mother of these games that started it all. Call of Duty is, I think, Activision. So some people said, for example, just delete Counter-Strike, keep Battlefield, etc., etc. Yeah.
I guess Call of Duty is the only one I've seen.
Yep.
I've never
Based on what
played
you've
it.
seen as well.
So I guess based on what I've seen, I'd keep that one.
Okay, so play.
It's a little bit more popular. Counter-Strike, I might do away with completely.
Yeah.
Completely. What was that
Okay.
option? Just because I feel like people are more annoying about Counter-Strike.
So uninstall, like play once and uninstall Counter-Strike, or delete.
Delete.
Okay, so
And
play.
then
play-
Battlefield, I
yeah.
don't know much about, so I might play once and
Yeah.
uninstall.
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna try and skip all these shooter games, and I'm gonna ask
Okay.
you about Lethal Company, Content Warning, Among Us,
Ooh.
which
Okay.
are all in space.
Definitely keep lethal.
Yeah.
Um, Among Us, I only got to play a couple of times.
Hmm.
I know when it got really popular, I was able to play.
In 2020.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
I
It's
think
like
I
gotten
would
through a lot
delete.
of changes ever since. Like it's
Yeah.
been through a long way. Like
Right. So I think I would play Among Us and just
okay,
uninstall, and then content warning. It's not where it can be, so I might just
okay,
like delete the whole thing.
okay. Phasmophobia, Demonologist, and Devour.
Ooh, okay. Demonologist, I think, is a little bit more fun than Phasmo. So I'd keep Demonologist. Phasmophobia. And then Devour? Ooh. If Demonologist and Phasmo weren't so even with each other, they're pretty even.
Yeah.
Which one would I delete forever, I guess, is the main
It's up
question.
to you. It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
I think because I want to see a little bit more of Devour, I think I'd play that like one more time and uninstall it. And then... Oh man, but then it's between Phasmo to get to do away with forever, right?
Yep.
I would have to keep Phasmo then. I'm gonna keep Phasmo, and then Demonologist would be the one to do away with. Because Phasmo's the OG,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
That was the one that I made some really good friends on online. And yeah, that one holds a lot more, I guess, emotional ties.
Yeah. Alan Wake, Resident Evil, and The Evil Within.
I guess keep Resident Evil, and then the other two I haven't played or really watched that often. So I don't think I'd be able to make.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess
You can
I guess
skip.
I've seen Alan one
Okay.
time, so that would be a keep and delete, keep and uninstall, and then the other one do away with.
Okay. Dead by Daylight, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which just came out.
Well, I'd be very curious about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So
It's
let's keep that one.
basically DBD, but like you can fight back and with clowns.
Okay, that sounds fun. DBD I tried. I just couldn't. I don't know. It's something about it was a little bit too much like watching Saw. So I would want to keep the clown one, and then there was DBD. What was the other option after DBD?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I know nothing about that one, so I guess delete it.
Okay, fair enough. So Valheim, Stardew Valley, and Minecraft.
Keep Minecraft. Try Stardew once and delete, and I've never heard of Valheim.
That's fair. That's fair. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and Genshin Impact, which we spoke about, and I know what you're gonna say.
I guess since we spoke about Genshin, we'll delete that one. Final Fantasy, I've seen people play and they like it a lot, right? And sorry, what was the other option?
Kingdom Hearts is based on Final Fantasy. It has Final Fantasy characters, but it's Disney. Like Mickey and Goofy. I've played that.
Is that the one you play a lot?
Yeah, I need to go back to it. Yeah, with Donald and
Okay.
Goofy. Yeah.
And then are these like exploration kind of games?
It's more RPG, like you battle enemies
Mm.
and stuff, and you have to rescue world like rescue people or like save your worlds and something. I know I'm confusing you with this game. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think I'd wanna keep that one with the Disney characters because I've never
Okay,
played it, but it sounds fun.
it is a lot of fun,
Um,
and I do recommend.
yeah, and then the Final Fantasy, I guess, try and delete or try and
Okay,
uninstall.
Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, and Tomb Raider.
Hmm. Have I? I think I've tried playing Assassin's Creed.
Hmm.
Uh, Tomb Raider, those. It when I see people play it, it sounds like a lot of fun, or it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I think I would keep Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Uh, sorry, what was that third option after Assassins?
Uncharted.
Uncharted. I don't know that one. So
Okay.
maybe try on. I mean, I also don't hate Assassin's Creed, but since I've already played it and I haven't played the
Fair
other
enough.
one,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Plus,
So do I want to
it's
delete the whole franchise of Assassin's Creed? Probably not.
yeah, but if you choose delete, it's gone. But like, also, I hate Ubisoft with a passion, except for Assassin's Creed. Everything else
Okay.
can go. Yeah, because the launcher
Yeah.
is so finicky. The games are like difficult. Some games just like tend to piss me off. So Assassin's Creed, I've got the gist of it, but mostly it's also because it's like history, even if it's a little bit fictional. But it's also history and geography. Like each game takes place in a country
Right.
and during a certain time period. Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask you about zombie games. Are you good with zombie
Okay.
games? Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not sure, but we will find out.
Dead Island, Left 4 Dead, and Dying Light. Dying Light is zombies with parkour, by the way.
I think I've played Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I think. Oh yes, I have. Okay, I like that game.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that one. And then the other two, I just don't know.
Dying Light and Dead Island.
Right, I don't know anything
Okay.
about those two.
Okay. And last one in this segment is you're gonna recognize some names in it: Little Nightmares, Alien, the Alien franchise, and Silent Hills. When I say Silent Hills, it's because it's like the whole franchise, not just Silent Hill the game.
Okay. So Alien Isolation is the only one I've played. I've done,
Okay.
or I've played Little Nightmares and Alien Isolation, but
Yeah.
out of the franchise, I've only played Isolation
Fair enough.
and the DLC. I haven't tried the other one that looks like it's like an online kind of game you can play with other people.
Yeah.
It does seem fun, so I'd be willing to try. Little Nightmares, I think I'd want to keep that one because the third one's coming out. Although, spoiler
Yeah.
alert, just gonna put that out there. The second one, the second Little Nightmares, I was slightly disappointed with the storyline. The
Yeah.
first one, the artwork, the story that you figure out towards the
Yeah.
end, I really liked how that one ended. The second one was just kind of okay. It was slightly anticlimactic. And so I have my fingers crossed for the third one. So I think I'd keep it just
Yeah.
for that sake. And then Alien, I would try one of the other games and delete or
Okay.
uninstall.
Uninstall. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the third one, I guess.
Silent
delete.
Hills. It is
Yeah,
one.
I don't know.
It
I don't
is
know much about
it is a lot, like so terrifying. The franchise of Silent Hills and the movies are utterly terrifying. Like it's very eerie, very dark, and very scary. I am very fond of like horror movies, and
Me
like
too.
I sometimes sleep to a slasher movie, but Silent Hills gave me the chills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I don't know what slasher movie I'd fall asleep to.
I think they're remaking it. They're remaking it. I think
Okay.
either
all
the
right,
game
I'll
or
look
the
forward-
movie franchise, either or. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Silent Hill, but
I recommend.
I did just watch a horror movie yesterday called Under the Shadow.
Never heard of it.
It's a really good one. I definitely recommend it. It was my second time watching it, and I was introducing a friend to the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I do recommend. Do you know? Have you seen it, the latest one,
yes,
the remake
yes,
with Bill Skarsgård?
yes.
Bill Skarsgård has been in a recent movie called Boy Kills World. It is action,
Oh,
but I despise action with a passion. I'm sorry, I'm using these like negative words, but this movie gave me hope in action movies. So it's action but with gore in it.
boy. Oh, wait, I know this one.
Yep,
Yes, 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 yes. That is him.
I do recommend. Highly
Mm-hmm.
recommend.
Is that one in? Did that one release in theaters
I
or?
think I think it's also on streaming platforms because I managed to nab or not me, like my friend managed to share his screen
Yeah.
and make me watch it, and I loved it.
Yeah, no, I've been looking forward to watching this one because I saw a lot of trailers. It looked really good. I liked who does the voiceover for it? Like who
Uh,
does the dialogue?
uh, Also a little. I don't know if it's a spoiler alert, but have you seen Bob's Burgers?
Yep, yep, that's
Bob's
who does it.
Burgers.
Yep.
That's the one.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that one.
Okay. All right. Now we are gonna go to segment 3, which is a lightning round slash pop quiz.
Okay.
Do you mind telling me and the listeners what's your daily routine? Like something you always like to do? It has become something regular?
Ooh. I mean, the co-working streams has helped me become a lot
Okay.
more regular. So that as part of my daily routine has become essential to getting work done. Before that, I was able to, get work done, but I would take the full 8 hours to finish all my work. But now with the co-working stream, just getting on there, putting my tasks in, I always start my day out with a lot of coffee.
Mhm.
If you know me, I drink a lot of coffee, especially during the week. During the weekends, not so much.
Okay.
I don't feel like I need to, but especially during the week, yeah. I start out with either a liter of coffee or
Oof.
a
Yeah.
triple espresso with some matcha.
I
I
don't
do
know.
my
I don't know matcha about matcha.
Mhm. matcha by
Yeah.
matcha. Yes. But yeah, I drink it throughout the day. It's not like I'm having a full liter at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of drinks, what is your favorite go-to drink? Either like when you're like besides soft drinks or anything. Like it can be alcoholic. It can be like sparkling. But
Mhm.
what's your go-to drink? Let's say you're going out. Let's say you're having people over.
I really like a spicy margarita. I've been
Ooh.
having a lot more like jalapeno infused type of liquors, be it vodka or tequila that is like in a cocktail. So I really like the spicy ones with tahini on the rim. There's a very smoky whiskey that came out at a distillery nearby called the Tire Fire. And it's one of my favorite cocktails from that distillery that the Tire Fire, they put in a little spray bottle just to spritz over the top.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's a very refreshing drink, and then just a little bit of smoky whiskey on top
Yeah.
to spritz over there. Yeah, that's currently
Yeah.
what phase I'm in, is the spicy ones.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite comfort food of all times?
Pizza and sag paneer. Not at the
Any
same time,
any
but
specific type of pizza?
I like a good veggie pizza. I love black olives, so I like to put black olives on my pizza, bell peppers. It's actually what I'm eating right now. Is
Nice.
a veggie pizza.
What color are the
Um,
red? You prefer, like you said, bell peppers. You like them, but if you had to
yes,
eat them
green.
raw, which ones do you like?
I like green bell pepper. I don't like them cooked too much. I like the
Okay.
crunch. It's on the pizza. It's not cooked all the way through where it's gotten soft, but it still gives that good refreshing crunch.
Uh-huh.
And then the black olives that go with it.
I've mentioned this. This is the third time. You do cooking streams. What's your favorite meal to either eat or cook? That's not fast food. That's not comfort food. Like something you love cooking, you love eating, you love serving, or you've cooked a lot on in those cooking streams.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to cook and make dosa, dosa, dosa. It
Nice.
is this lentil. It's a type of lentil that goes into it called urad dal, urad, urad dal. So you blend that, mix it in with rice flour, and let it ferment overnight, and it will become this kind of bubbly batter that you then mix. You put a little bit of water in, and then you spread it like a pancake or a crepe on top of the stove.
Yum, yum.
And it's a savory. The best translation that I've seen online is savory pancake or savory crepe. That is the best
Nice.
translation, but it does not do it justice.
Yeah.
So that's always been one of my favorite comfort foods to make and to consume. So I like making those a lot. On my cooking streams, you'll see me make a lot of eggplant. Those ones I really like to make because you have to put it directly on an open flame. And I like making the slits in the eggplant, and then you just put a whole garlic pod in there. And it's just you get it nice and roasted, all on the outside, charred, and then the peel just comes off when you know it's really well cooked on the inside. It's when that charred peel just comes off super easily.
Yeah. Have you tried baba ganoush? Like something that's like hummus? Baba ganoush. It's something like hummus made out of eggplant. Have you tried it?
Yeah, absolutely. I love baba ganoush.
Dislike anything with eggplant, but I'll eat this.
Yeah, I mean you have to season it properly.
Yeah.
I also really like Chinese eggplant. When I've never been able to recreate it at home, but ordering it at a restaurant, it's just so
nice.
good.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite questions to ask. If you were ever to be any object or creature, real or fictional, what would you be and why?
I would be my dog. My dog has a great life.
What breed?
He is a mix between, I think, pit, boxer, and lab. He has a tuxedo coat, so all of his paws are white, and then he has a full black coat, and his whole belly, from like his nose all the way down his belly, is white. So he is a proper gentleman. But no, he I mean, like, honestly, whenever occasionally I'll just look at him when we're just chilling, and I'm like, man, you have the life.
Yeah.
So I would probably be my dog.
Yeah. So what's one thing you cannot live without?
I can't live without.
Yeah.
Companionship. Is that
interesting?
Or are you looking for something
No,
more?
It's up to you. Some people
like
said a person, for example.
Yeah. I think I definitely need people in my life. I'm very social. If I go just like a couple days without seeing anybody, or without leaving my house, I get like the itch and I just need to get out and go see people, be it new. I take myself out on self dates all the time, just go somewhere new, go meet new people. So either like, I guess like socializing or companionship. I'm very much a social person, so I definitely need people around me.
Okay. What's your comfort off-stream game?
Comfort off-stream game. Does it have to be a video game?
Probably. Possibly. It could be a board game. I don't mind. I
was gonna say ping pong.
Yeah, that can count.
Yeah, that one feels kind of at home for me. let's see. But video game wise, Mario Kart, that one helped me through a lot, just in general. When I had a period of time where I was going through quite a few surgeries, and about all I could do was just play Mario Kart.
So
I played a lot of Mario Kart. Never got tired of it.
yeah. What would you do with $1 million?
I'd probably want to help my teachers. You know, the ones that like were a big part of my life. Either get them something that they need, pay off all their debts. I'd want to help the schools around where I live, and then take a nice vacation. I'm not quite sure where. Probably somewhere with a beach, a very nice beach. Maybe the Maldives. But I definitely, want to help our teachers. They just do so much. And the school districts, they don't get funded nearly enough as they should.
Yeah.
And growing up, I was always taught to respect our teachers at the highest level. They're the ones that give us all of our knowledge. They spend so much time even outside of school hours to help us. A lot of times they spend money out of their own pocket when they're not supposed to. I would definitely help them out.
Yeah. What's something you always wanted to learn but you didn't find time for?
Coding.
Interesting.
I would want to learn to code. Which I know a lot of people say, like, yeah, you can definitely learn it at any time, but it's just more like if you gave me 2 months and said you can learn whatever you want to learn, I would say learn how to code. Yeah.
So what's one thing you spend a lot of money on besides video games?
Takeout. Food.
Nice.
I spend a lot of money on delivery. Probably the most.
Yeah. This is a 3-part question. What's one of your all-time favorite songs or a song you've been stuck on recently?
I've been stuck on some Teddy Swims. Lose Control is
Everybody has been.
I like how you phrase that.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a favorite song or a favorite artist. I mean, I do love Missy Elliott for sure.
Oh, yeah.
She's touring now.
One of my favorites of all time is, besides Rihanna, we know that Rihanna may or may not come back to singing anytime soon, like fully, because she let out a single like a year ago from a movie, but that's not enough. So it's always going to be Kelly Clarkson for me.
Oh, I just sang Breakaway at karaoke a few weeks ago.
Did you know that Breakaway wasn't originally meant for her?
No?
It was meant for Avril Lavigne.
Oh.
Yeah, I even have the demo, and Avril released the demo recording of it for her for her 2002 albums in 2022. Like, she re-released a 20-year anniversary edition, and there was the demo on it. And Kelly Clarkson was head over heels about it. She was very excited. Kelly is one of those people that she's very excited. She's very nice. She's like beyond nice. Like, she even sang "Happier Than Ever" by Billie Eilish, and Billie Eilish praised her.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
And even Billie Eilish said, like, it's not my song anymore. It's yours.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Kelly Clarkson has just been, one of the most talented singers out there. And then I love watching her journey too, just from when I was a kid to now. And the people that she invites on her show. She had one of my favorite people that I follow on Instagram. He's a doctor, Joel Breval. He really highlights the differences between how certain dermatological conditions show up with people, specifically between white and black people, that you just don't learn in med school. And just how important it is to take black health seriously.
Also, fun fact, did you know you know that she was like the original American Idol, right?
Yeah.
but it didn't go easy for her. Like prior to that, her house burned down, so she didn't have
Mm-hmm.
any clothes, or she could get like just she was very poor, like super poor. She said it. She used to work as a cocktail waitress, and
Yep.
she with whatever money she had left, she just could get like or with whatever clothing she could save or rescue or have aside. She even like made turned her pants into like a dress because she didn't have anything to wear for the audition because that fire happened
Wow.
prior, and she still made it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her today.
Wow.
Yeah. So what's the weirdest thing you've ever tasted, like food wise?
The weirdest thing I've ever tasted food wise. I'm not that, I guess, daring.
Yeah.
I remember when I tried escargot for the first time in Paris. I just loved it.
Snail.
A lot of people would say like ew snail, but I mean the garlicky butter that came with it and the pesto, it was so good. And that was where I was vegetarian up until then, where I was like from the age of 16 until I went to Paris, and I was like, my motto has always been, I'll eat what I think I can kill myself. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure I can kill a snail. If I ran over it with my car or anything, like I wouldn't think twice.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. It looks really good. It smells really good. The texture was kind of like a more chewy mushroom. But yeah, I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing that I've ever tasted.
Yeah. If you're blanking out, you could always skip if you wanna.
Yeah, I'd have to skip that
Okay.
one.
Sorry,
I'm not sure.
I veered away from like the original 3 questions. Blame my ADHD.
It's okay.
So what's one of your all-time favorite movies?
All-time favorite movies. So currently it's between Fifth Element and Tank Girl.
Nice.
I'm always a fan of Ace Ventura, the whole franchise. The Mask. I grew up on Jim Carrey, so a lot of those movies have a big impact on my life, on my childhood. Mean Girls, I just never get tired of that one.
Mean Girls was so fetch.
Yes, very fetch. And then the Broadway show came here, so we went out to go watch that, and then the new movie came out. I loved it. I mean, everyone had different opinions, but I was just thrilled in general to get to see a new take on it.
Okay.
Especially a modern take that didn't give into too much, I think, of where we are at with TikTok and social media, but definitely incorporated the fact that it's very much a big part of everyone's lives, especially the demographic that they're trying to reach.
Okay.
So I know I gave you like 6 different movies.
No worries.
But that's just, I can't pick one.
That's fair. What's one of your all-time favorite TV shows or series?
Okay. So there's favorite and then there's comfort, right? So
if you wanna, yeah.
Comfort show that I'll watch all the time, every day, would be between, The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec. Just the ones that I know what's happening and helps me wind down at night. So, because those are shows where I know there's no surprises. I've seen it so many times. I think favorite might be Schitt's Creek. Just watching, the evolution of that show when it came to Netflix. It just kind of, a lot of more people were able to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see why. Just the development of each and every character in the show was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was very humbling. It was their opportunity to prioritize family in a way that none of them were used to doing. And then you see by the end that, they're just that much closer. It was very heartwarming.
Yeah. So the final 2 questions. in this segment are if you had one special superpower, what would it be and why, and how would you use it?
My special superpower that I've always thought about since I was a kid was teleporting.
Same.
I would be able to just teleport wherever I wanted to.
Yeah.
When I was younger, it was primarily to escape.
Yeah.
I just would want to get out of a tough situation. I'd want to just escape. So I'd want to just, the ability to just teleport somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, like teleportation shouldn't be something that is given to everyone. It should be either learned, like taught, or earned or inherited, because like you'd have all those criminals teleporting back and forth. It would be chaos. So yeah.
Yeah, and then now when I'm thinking about it, it would be the ability to bring resources to other people.
Nice. So a kind of magic.
Yeah, I'd be able to go get something that someone wouldn't otherwise be able to, be it because they don't have transportation, they're taking care of a loved one. So I'd be able to go teleport that, bring in clean water, something like that.
Yeah. So the last question in this segment is, which of these three would you give up if you ever had to? Money, gaming, or love?
Money.
Fair enough.
Wait, gaming.
Okay.
Money, gaming, or love?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give up gaming. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because gaming wasn't a big part of my life until recently. As much as I love it, I mean, would that include, like, is this just video games? Is it any kind of
video games? Video games, socially? Yeah. Because I don't think bowling and those are like gaming. They're more like entertainment.
Yeah. I don't game nearly as much, I think, as other people.
Yeah.
Do I know I stream, but I do all sorts of stuff on stream. So I think gaming has definitely become, I'd say, a quarter of what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give up gaming out of those three.
So this is the last segment. Today's episode is not gonna be that heavy. I'm gonna let pBornReddy just speak her mind about topics that she chose. But before, I just do that disclaimer every episode, but I'm not gonna be heavy in this episode because like there's nothing triggering. But in previous episodes, you've heard a lot about like very triggering, very morbid topics. So in this episode, you don't have to skip it because it's not that morbid. But both ways, if you like, people can be very sensitive sometimes. So if you find anything triggering, you could just like stop the podcast and just like carry on. But I'm gonna let pBornReddy talk. You've told me about which subjects again? You want to talk about?
I think primarily just friendship.
Okay.
And making new friends, self-love.
Yeah.
Friendship breakups and things.
Okay.
Like that.
I'm gonna be all ears. I'm not gonna talk. So it's all to you now.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess what I wanted to talk about was just my journey in terms of friendships over the last, let me put it as, I guess, 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I never had any kind of clique growing up. In college, I was considered a floater, just kind of bouncing between different friends groups. Never really had, I'd say, what you would call a best friend.
Yeah.
Until relatively recently. It was more after graduating college and just kind of filtering out all the fakeness that I had to endure. It's just kind of the people that stayed behind where I am, the ones that I managed to forge these amazing friendships in general. And it was just because I think it all starts with frequency, that you get to see these people. It also starts with just, shedding any kind of walls, breaking down the walls, letting people in, understanding trust.
Boundaries,
build boundaries too, but also just the ability to have heart-to-hearts without it being punishing, being yourself in general. So through that, I was just able to create this amazing group of friends that initially I just had one-on-one friendships with each of them. And then I told them all that, like, hey, you guys need to all meet each other, because in all honesty, they all had way more in common with each other than with me. And I was like, everyone here needs to be friends. So I kind of just brought us all together to like share all of our values. We became so close. And then slowly, as life goes on, you know, people apply for school, they get new jobs. One by one, within about 4 months, all of them left my city.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm here to not that the friendship ended by any means, but I'm here just kind of like very lonely. And I'm like, man, what do I do? It was just a period of time that it was really difficult, because it was the first time that I got to really create a core group of friends, and like just have that in my life. And then suddenly they're all gone, and I'm like, huh,
Yeah.
what do I do now? How do I start from scratch again? But you know, I know myself, I know how social I can be, so I didn't give up. And then also, you know, via gaming online, I was able to meet so many more amazing people, to the point that we all wanted to meet each other in person for the first time. One of these streamers, Versa Vulture, I was able to find out that actually there's quite a few people in her stream that live in my city. So I reached out to them. We all started hanging out, going bowling every Tuesday. One of my bowling friends I'd already met at the alley before, and I brought him on to, I showed him Twitch, and like he joined the whole community too. That's Frenzy. So after about, I want to say September of last year to now, just in the last couple of weeks, we had 10 people total get together here in my city, and it was for 10 days that they all stayed. One of them stayed here in my home. I got an Airbnb for the other two just a street over. And then the rest of us basically already lived here. And then we did so much. We went to MomoCon. We went to the aquarium. I took them all over wherever I could. We also just had a really nice chill night playing video games. Of course, you're gonna invite a bunch of gamers. You got a game. But you know, my heart is very full. It's overflowing just with so much positivity, so many more new friends. Just getting to know people on another level. You know, like you can talk to somebody every day online, and then it can be something entirely different when you meet them in person. And then, you know, you got to let go of a lot of anxieties through that. So it was just so much fun. We had this whole streamer meetup. We all, a lot of us dressed up as Lethal Company for the MomoCon. Momo means peach in Japanese. I'm here in Georgia, so peach is our like state fruit. The peach is very popular here. So MomoCon, Momo Convention, PeachCon. It's just a big anime convention. Lots of fun. Everyone dresses up. My husband helped spray paint these 2-liter bottles that another streamer friend, like she went out and got 10 tonic water bottle, tonic liter things that we had to empty out in the backyard. I remember with each bottle that we are opening, it's just spraying everywhere. So we're outside, and I thought I'd be really clever just opening this bottle really fast. And it shot up straight, like the lid hits my glasses, and then all of the tonic from inside the bottle comes shooting straight out and up into my nose for everyone to witness.
Oh my God.
But you know, you got to do what you got to do for cosplay. but we all ordered our orange jumpsuits. We ordered the gas mask things. It was a good time. It was a genuinely great time. Just getting to see everybody, and me, like, within myself feeling a better sense of security, sense of trust, and then at the end of the day, just understanding that nothing's ever permanent. And that includes friendships and any kind of relationship that you may have, people in your life, things in your life. It's just acknowledging that, everyone's on their own journey. No matter how strong the bond is, you might think it's lifelong, but everything comes in waves. It can also be cyclical, like someone that hasn't been in your life for a while may come back. But it's just kind of acknowledging the way friendships go, and how dynamic it can be, and how diverse it is, and how much variety and variables there are involved. Everyone's their own person, and everyone is ultimately on their own journey. And we all just get to be a part of each other, a part of each other's lives. Like, you need to learn not to take that for granted, and just appreciate and value what you have in the moment, but know that nothing is ever yours completely.
So, I don't know if you grew up in India and then you moved back. I'm sorry to ask this, but then you moved back to the US. But if this happened, how did it affect or impact your life, by the way?
No, I was actually born here in the States.
Okay.
But I did move from Ohio to Georgia. So, doing that, I was honestly relieved, because there was a lot of, I would say, cultural reasons why I did leave. Because, I don't know, going back, it never really brought me joy. There was always a lot of stress happening. There was a lot of pressure happening. I just really wanted to get away from, Indian culture itself, when you grow up with it, be it in India or here in the States, I think it can be very similar. But the difference is the ability to just get up and move, which I'm not sure how many more people can experience that in India. I'm not speaking for anybody else, just mainly from my perspective. But I did, the move was definitely very different. But for me, I needed it big time. I just needed a big change. I hate the winter. I hate the cold. I could not go back. Ohio is in the north of the States. And I just, I hate being cold in general. And if I already wasn't, happy, I couldn't feel like myself up there, then I wasn't going to be much happier just staying. So I got up and I moved to Georgia, where I went for college as well. I was like, I just need to find a job. And that's what I did.
Yeah. So basically, is there anything else you'd want to add to the story? Because it was really a funny and chill one, and I'm craving more if you have more.
Sure. Do you have any questions about it? I know the meetup was a full 10 days.
No worries.
There was so much that just happened in terms of bonding, just getting to know people. It's the journey of friendship in general is incredible. And I think nowadays people are valuing friendship over, just the way the States works, or the American culture is, you're not as involved with your nuclear family, or it's becoming more common where people move away from where their parents are, or where a lot of their relatives are. So in my case, it's the found family aspect.
Nice.
And I remember doing a toast where I did for Memorial Day weekend. It was a holiday. Last week. I had all my neighbors come over. Me and my neighbors were all very, very close. We all take care of each other. We're very much a close community, keeping an eye out for everybody. If someone falls sick, if someone is having any kind of trouble with their family, everyone's there for each other. Even to the point where people are growing vegetables and they're like, oh, I have this seedling that's doing really well. Does anyone want it? So I just have this garden box in my front yard that people it's essentially made up of 3 different neighbors' plants.
Oh, interesting.
There's three different kinds of tomato plants in there, all from different neighbors.
Yeah.
And so it's just literally growing together.
Nice.
So I got to have my neighborhood found family come through, my in-person gaming family come through, and then my streamer community come through, and all
Nice.
three just in the same place. When I tell you my heart is like full and overflowing just from all of that, it truly is, because
Yeah.
just that kind of sense of found family that I know I'm still pretty young, but to be here for a little over 10 years, and then now I get to this point, it makes me happy that I'd never lost any kind of faith or never lost hope that it was possible just to
Yeah.
have those kinds of people in my life again, to have like the trust, the community, even albeit new people, these like the new streamers that came through.
Yeah.
It was just so neat, so
Yeah.
heartwarming.
Yeah. pBornReddy, thank you so much for the time. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you. I
Uh,
really enjoyed getting to meet you.
that was my pleasure. And go check her out. It's pBornReddy. It's the handle of the episode, pBornReddy36, on Twitch. So please go check her out. Go say hi, drop her a follow, just lurk, bask in the chill vibes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.